students get their report cards, each section will say what topic it's for. So this is the social behavior. And then it will say their grades for each quarter, as you can see there. But notice right here, this section is where it says the specifics that you worked on. But right now, there's nothing over here. Sometimes I think it's helpful to include where this would show like a plus or a plus plus, so that parents know where they are doing well and where they are struggling, and that kind of helps them to understand why they got the grade they got. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Like this when you're doing work and study and then the behavior grade. So if you go into your teacher account, right now for social behavior, I have nothing in there, no assignments. So most people just put in the overall grade. But I think a nice way to do it so that it shows parents exactly where they did well and where they struggled is create an assignment for each one of these standards. So I'll click accepts responsibility for own decisions and actions. But then you can also click this box right here, and that will make sure that every grade you're putting in right now will auto-calculate to the overall grade. So I picked accept responsibilities, click this box, go back to assignments, and now I'm going to type that in. Now I've already done this, so mine auto-populates. You'll have to actually type it in yourself. I'm going to observe it in class. I'm going to put the last day of the school year, though I learned that if you put the 24th, our report cards still think the last day is the 23rd, and so it won't show up. So put the 23rd. Then switch it to letters, and now save it, and it's going to show up as an assignment. So I'm going to continue doing that for each one of those standards. I've got all 6 of those behavior ones in as if those were all their own separate assignments. So then what you can do is over on the side, if you switch it from grading to score sheet, it'll show you like this. For each one of my students, I put their name off the screen. I can put in whether they get a U, an S minus, S plus, or E for each one of these. So I go through and I think about how they've been all quarter. Yes, they cooperate in group activities. So then you can put in where specifically the problems were, if there were any. And when you save it, notice there's no grade. When you save it, now there's a grade. So it auto-calculated what I put in here equals an S plus. Now, if you disagree with that, because you start looking through it and you're like, well, this student is an S plus and this student is also an S plus, but I don't agree that they have the same behavior, you can always go over here and overwrite it. So you could type in whatever grade you want it to be and press save. Yes, keep the scores. And then, oh, I'm sorry, that was not what I meant to do. Let me switch that. So what I wanted to do is I needed to click here, and then I can override that to whatever score I think it should be instead. And it's going to show you this little tiny triangle to show that you changed that score, that grade. But what's nice is that then when parents get on the report card, when they get to this, if they're like, well, what do you mean they get an S minus? Because it doesn't show them where they're struggling, they can see if, oh, well, my child is disturbing other people, they're not cooperating, because it will show all of these little lines of whatever you put. Well, actually, it'll show like E or whatever it puts on there, so that the parents know where those grades came from. We'll also auto-calculate, just like I showed before, whatever you put in, so long as when you enter in the assignment for the standards, that you have that box auto-calculate, and then that one will auto-calculate your score. But you want to show, when you look through the list of standards, anything you click on, then those will put the pluses and the scores in for those particular things, so the parents know which areas they struggled with. I hope this helps.